Hello everybody, Crystal Kitsune here, and we are back again with Tasty Planet. We haven't played this game for a while, and I figured that we'd get back to it. Last where we left off, we were in the Egyptians, and I know I said that I would probably do some of the levels off camera, but when we first started playing the Egyptian levels, it was different each time, instead of like repeating itself. So I thought we'll check it out and see how it does level-wise. For this particular episode. If it keeps being more repetitive, then I'll go ahead and do levels ahead of time, so that way you don't have to watch the repetitiveness. So let's go ahead and get started on that. We were still in the big middle of Egypt, so we'll just go ahead and start with that and see how things go. Also, I decided to go ahead and talk about this on this particular video because it seems like this one gets a lot of views, and I kind of wanted this to actually get out into mainstream. It's not like anything serious or anything, so don't worry about it. But I've been playing Pokemon Go, as most people are doing. And I had to go to visit someone at the hospital on Wednesday. Won't get into who or what happened, just know that everything's fine, nothing serious or anything like that. It was just like a visit to drop some stuff off for the person that I was visiting. But anyway, so I was at the hospital, and technically, they don't really want you having phones or anything on, like when you're visiting patients and stuff like that. But I was walking to this person's room, and I happened to come across a ghost Pokemon, which surprised me, and I caught it. It was a Ghastly, but it was seemingly kind of morbid to be catching a ghost Pokemon in a hospital. It just came across to me as like, oh yes, there's a lot of death in hospitals, so we're gonna put some ghost Pokemon in here. So even though I caught it, and I really shouldn't have had Pokemon Go open when I was in the hospital, I still caught it, and it's still on my Pokemon list. It was level 100, but still, cemeteries I understand because it's full of dead people, but hospitals, but the thing that I was going to talk about that was, I mean, yes, Pokemon Go, it encourages people to go places, walk around, visit places that they wouldn't go normally, and etc, etc. And I know that there's Pokemon you can only get in certain locations, like water Pokemon being water locations and whatnot, but I'm thinking that if the only way that you can get ghost Pokemon is either like in a cemetery or in a hospital, that's kind of not okay. I mean, cemeteries, I mean, unless you're going to be visiting a grave of somebody already, I mean, that's okay, but I mean, you shouldn't be playing Pokemon Go while you're at a funeral. You should be just going to a cemetery for no reason, because I mean, the cemeteries are for people, you know, who have died, obviously, but it's like a place to remember a person who has passed away, you know, because you have their gravestone and everything like that, and you go and pay respect to the person who has passed away. So I don't think Pokemon Go players should be traipsing across a cemetery for no reason except for to catch a ghost Pokemon. So that's one concern that I have. The other concern is they shouldn't be going into hospitals just to catch a ghost. I mean, if that's a thing, if it's not just a fluke and they were actually, you know, you can actually legitimately get ghost Pokemon anytime you go to a hospital, or the possibility of having a ghost Pokemon in a hospital. Either way, it still seems kind of morbid and seems kind of like not cruel, but unnecessary. I mean, yes, I understand that, you know, you want to get those ghost Pokemon because, you know, like same with water Pokemon. Unless you hatch them from an egg, it's going to be pretty difficult to get a water Pokemon unless you live next to a river or the ocean or whatever. So, but my concern is I don't think people should be traipsing across cemeteries, traipsing across hospital grounds just to find ghost Pokemon. So I think that's something that needs to be rethought. I think it needs to be like ghost Pokemon can come around at certain times at night, which would make it to where people are up later than there should be, but at least that's better than having people walking onto grounds if they don't need to, because I mean that's a little disrespectful to be walking through a cemetery if you don't have any reason to really be there and catch Pokemon. And it's even worse if you're sitting there flicking Pokeballs at a Pokemon when you're at a funeral or something. So, to me, just seems unnecessary. I think they should change that feature and make it so Pokemon are available, more readily available, and you don't really have to go to certain, like, you know, regions or whatever to get whatever Pokemon. So, that's just a thought. I mean, I kind of raged, or not raged, but ranted a little bit about that. But it's an honest concern that, you know, I know how Pokemon Go players can be when it concerns, like, rare Pokemon. I mean, I saw the clip of all those people going through Central Park to get a Vaporeon, and then there was some other stuff that was going on. So yes, it's very well used, and if things start showing up in those kind of locations, then it's like, it just seems like a very wrong sort of thing to be going to places like hospitals and cemeteries if you don't really need to go there. I mean, I was visiting somebody at the hospital, so I had a legitimate reason for being there, and I caught a ghost Pokemon, but I still thought it was kind of morbid because it's a ghost Pokemon and it's a hospital. And yes, there's death in hospitals, but they shouldn't be putting ghost Pokemon in hospitals. It just seems kind of morbid and kind of disturbing as all heck. So, Pokemon Go, not that you'd be watching this, but I think it should come to the attention of the people of Pokemon Go that, yeah, ghost Pokemon, you know, should be still in the game because it's part of the 151, or 150. But, like, rethink your choices of where they are. Or, you know, whatever. So, like, I think, like I said before, they should make it to where regional, like, Pokemon should be available anywhere. Well, not anywhere, but, like, just, I don't know, it just kind of rubs me the wrong way. But if you have, like, a similar concern about, like, locations of where Pokemon are or whatever, hopefully they will fix that or change the locations of ghost Pokemon or something. Because it makes more sense to put them in, like, nighttime settings. So, like witching hours, like midnight. So, like, have them be only available between the hours of midnight and something else, and that's like the most ideal time to catch a ghost Pokemon. That should be more a realistic venture than going to a cemetery or a hospital to find a ghost Pokemon. Just saying. So this is so it looks like the levels on this particular set of are a little bit different. I need to get big enough to start eating these bulls, because every time I hit one of them, it docks my size some, so it makes it harder to get bigger without hitting them. Because they're coming at me from all angles. I think I probably need to rethink my strategy here and not go barreling through and just sort of Because otherwise I might have to restart the level, because otherwise I'm not going to be big enough to eat these things. Come on. I don't even know what size I have to be to do it. From here they kind of look like rats, but they're not. They're bulls, and you have to be a certain size to eat them. But it's giving you new content each time, unlike the other, like, episode, or, you know, where you're a bug and stuff like that. And you're in the dinosaurs. The dinosaurs one was, like, repeating a lot of the same levels. Like, it was starting you from the beginning, and then you had to get bigger. Oh, come on. This is retarded. Every time I get big enough, or bigger, it sucks me back down, because I'm gonna restart this level, because that's fucking ridiculous. Okay, so that's the first restart that we've had. I need to be careful, because if I don't, then I'm not going to get bigger. It's when you get bigger that, like, you're too big to be going in between them long ways, so you just keep hitting them. And here's a nice big space of no cows. Anyway, so yeah, I've been playing Pokemon Go. Like today, I had to go out again, but not to the hospital. I had to go somewhere else, and in the parking lot of one of the places I was at, I caught a Charmander, which was a level 200 and something, 60 something, and so that was cool. And I also evolved a Growlithe into an Arcanine, and that was like level 700 and something, and then I powered it up so now it's like 800 and something, so that was pretty dope. Okay, so now we're getting to the size where it's harder to avoid these fuckers. We need to get big enough to where we can just nosh them all. Destroy them. Oh, and also, lately I've been watching, Adventure Time. I mentioned this also on Twitter. I've been watching Adventure Time. And I'm, like, wondering, like, what it took me so long to watch this program. Because I'm, like, I like it. It's cute. I mean, it's not something that I would probably normally watch if I hadn't have heard about it before. Like, if I heard about Adventure Time or saw it before, I probably wouldn't have checked it. But, I mean, it's because, like, a lot of people like the program. And, so I checked it out. And it's cute. I don't mind watching it. So I'm, like, on season 5 or something. So I've been watching it on Hulu and kind of binge watching it. I just let it go one episode after the other. My favorite characters are Marceline. I like her a lot. I also like her male counterpart, Marshall Lee. He's cool. And I like Jake. He's funny. And Finn. He's kind of cool too. But it's like, it's funny. It's like they're so short. Like, they're not like 30 minutes. They're just like only like 11 minutes. So it's kind of like they get all this stuff done in one episode. It's like kind of cool. So, come on. Should be almost big enough to eat these fucking things now. Probably 150 meter, 1.50 meters. And I keep losing it. Every time I get a piece of something, I hit a bull, and then I end up losing whatever I just progressed. I'm running out of stuff to get. This is fucking bullshit. Literally. This has to be one of the most irritating levels. Come on. It's getting hard to go between them now. So you have to basically just go horizontally and not vertically. May have to restart the level again because I'm running out of stuff to suck up. At least there's more stuff here. Come on. This is pissing me off. This is gonna be a long freaking episode. Me just trying to get through this fucking level. Because they have to bump up the difficulty a little bit, I guess, or it'll just be a simple game to pop in and play, right? Ignore that. That's why I don't like Steam. I'm sure you probably saw that because it showed up on my screen, so. I just want to get this stupid episode over with. These look like little rainbows, even though they're colored, they look like rainbows. Egyptian level is starting to be a pain in my ass. I figured you probably have to be like either 2 meters or 1.5 meters. Probably 2, because that's what they like to do. They like to fuck with you. It's kind of hard to control with the keyboard. I mean, it's better, but it's not. Like, it's easier to control, but at the same time, it's like, it has too much sensitivity, so it's like, you go in one direction and sometimes it goes a little too far. So, fingers crossed that we actually pass it this time and not fuck up. See, it goes too far, and then I end up hitting a bull, and then I lose my progress. Take it one piece at a time. You don't want to be too close to the top, and you don't want to be too close to the bottom, because they come from both sides, so you basically have to stay in the middle. Just need 4 more pieces to get to a half. Without touching anything, come on. Because it takes like 2 points off of your score every time you hit something. So it must be 2 meters. Because it's not letting me eat these things at 1.5. Otherwise I would have destroyed them all by now. Ugh. I may have to do this fucking level off screen because we're not getting any progress, and this is pissing me off. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this off camera because this is taking too long and it's not going anywhere. I'm taking way too much of your time and it's probably going to be like 30 minutes before I even probably win. So I'm going to do this particular level off camera and then come back, when we come back to the game again, this level will be gone because I ain't going to deal with this shit. I mean, it seems like lately all the games that I'm playing is making me have to do a challenge and it's pissing me off. When I did the Mario Land thing, it pissed me to no end to try to get through that one level, and it was like, nope, not gonna work. So I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna end this video here, and I'm gonna say thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure you give it a like and share with your friends, and also be sure to follow me on Twitter and click the links down below for all my other social media sites. Also be sure to check out my store. I need to like update that and like do some more stuff for my store. Also be sure to watch the video and because if I see people liking this or watching this video, it lets me know that people like it. Also, like, I don't know, make like a petition or something about Pokemon Go or something being hospitals, and if you're concerned about it. If not, don't worry about it. If you are, we should. It's something that's a concern to me, but to others it may not be because hey, Pokemon. So I'm just gonna say, okay, I'm gonna say stop saying. Oh, you're gonna that. I'm done with this episode, so I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody. Hey, it's me again. I finally got through to the bowls. It's at 1.54 meters. We were really, really close. So I'm just gonna go ahead and show you eating the bowls. All the friggin' bowls. I thought it would be a nice little treat because since we had to like freaking wade through all these stupid fuckers, I thought it would be sweet desserts to watch them die. And since we're eating all the cows now, then this is Watusi, but it's fucking cow. And we're gonna eat these cows. We're gonna make a bunch of steaks and burgers. Die, you motherfuckers. Yeah. And we're done. Goodbye.